Let's look at a simple negation example to see why we want to be careful about how we word things. So let's say our simple statement P is this. All students have iPhones. How would we turn that into not P and then translate that back into English? What is the negation of all students have iPhones? I want you to pause and think about some possibilities. Write them down in your notes. You can always cross out the wrong ones. What is the negation of this? All right, so you're back. In class, very often it's tempting to say no students have iPhones. But is that valid? Well, what we need is some recreation of the sentence that makes this false. No students having iPhones would make that false, but is that the only way? Well, no. The key here is we're saying all students have iPhones, so all we need to negate that is to say some students don't have iPhones. So let's consider a few possibilities. So we'll look at our statements, and then we'll think about our negation of those statements. So if we've got all students have something, or all swans are white, we negate that by finding some swans are not white. So once we find a black swan, we have found enough to negate our initial statement of all swans are white, which is something that people used to believe until they actually did find such a thing as a black swan. We could say something like, some students have pencils. Well, what's the negation of some students have pencils? It would be no students have pencils. We could have some do not have pencils. And then, hey, look at this. We just go the other way. If all students have pencils, then that makes it not true that some do not have pencils. And finally, I'm sure you can fill in the blanks here. If no students have pencils, we negate that if some students have pencils.